I'm here with Mark Cerny, fresh from his keynote here at Develop. Mark, there's so many things that I could call you. It could be the architect, it could be the consultant, but I'm going to go for something that you used in your presentation, which is Renaissance Man. Mark, you've ushered in today, and almost a clarion call to developers and indie developers as well, to say that the PlayStation 4 is going to bring an opportunity for indie developers to really embrace console gaming. Is that something that you are seeing happening already, or is this the first call out really today?
Definitely, we've had some very successful indie development on PlayStation 3, titles such as Journey and Flower and the Pixel Junk series developed internally, as well as quite a bit also coming from the third parties. I see on PlayStation 4 that these trends are going to accelerate. I think the hardware is in place to make that possible to happen. I think we now finally have the proper business structure to really support indie development. And the PlayStation 4 overall user experience is also set up very well for indie. You can share screenshots and videos of the games and elevate their visibility within the gaming community quite easily.
And you've done a presentation, you're on a tour, are you now? Is that right? Would it be right to call it a tour? You did a presentation a couple of weeks ago, and you went over some of the same ground. For those who may be, can you just point out today, was there any difference or any differences that you made in your presentation today?
Well, 2 weeks ago I talked a bit about the origin of the PlayStation 4 in Barcelona at Game Lab there, but today I also talked about Knack and why I chose to make that particular title in tandem with the architecture of the hardware, and also talked about the indie story on PlayStation 4.
And why was that? Why did you choose to do those two things today?
Well, the honest answer is that the talk I gave in Barcelona went viral and has several 100,000 views on YouTube, and I thought that perhaps quite a number of the people in the audience would already have seen it. I wanted to be sure that there was some new content that would justify them being at the developer conference today.
And you just mentioned it there. The talk has gone viral. You've gone from somebody who has been very key, but not necessarily well known in the industry for a long time, to all of a sudden, almost overnight, it's almost like you've been on Britain's Got Talent in the UK or something. You've suddenly been catapulted into the limelight. Is that right? And can you give me an example of any reactions you've had?
Well, I mean, within the development community, within the group of people that was working in the 80s and 90s, I am rather well known, and as a result did get the Lifetime Achievement Award from the IGDA, and I'm in the Hall of Fame and the like. But as far as the players go, certainly I've had very little visibility. I haven't been frontman for a title since 1992. So yes, I am not particularly well known to that group of people.
You are now.
It's certainly changed a bit. It's nice. People come up in the street and say hi and sometimes want pictures. Certainly, I don't think that'll be happening next year, so I think I really need to enjoy it this year.
I beg to differ. I think that you're here and you'll be someone which people want to talk to for a long time. So one of the questions to ask you is obviously about the game that you're working on. What else? You introduced a bit of it today. It's called Knack. What else can you tell us about it, that obviously without giving too much away?
Well, Knack is sort of a mashup between a Pixar film and a character action game. It's really got two audiences in mind. So one is sort of the old school nostalgia, the gamers who played Crash Bandicoot or Sonic the Hedgehog back in the day and really enjoyed it. I'm trying to make something that speaks to those experiences. The other audience is newer, lighter beginner players. I'm noticing that there's this gulf which is beginning to exist between, in particular, children who are now starting their gaming playing tablet games or smartphone games or like. We also have a number of adults who are playing Candy Crush Saga and the like, and Fruit Ninja on iPads and the like. And there's a bit of a gulf between the skills that they have with those games and the skills that are needed to play a console AAA game. So for me, Knack is sort of an on-ramp. It's a way to bring a fresh audience into the world of PlayStation.
Now, you've just been through two big announcements in terms of there's the first PlayStation announcement, and then there was E3. And I think it's fair to say that it's gone really, really well. The buzz and the momentum is with PlayStation, which so can you give us an insight into how did you feel, say, when you came off stage at the end of the E3 presentation?
Well, I wasn't on stage at the E3 presentation. I was in the nosebleed seats with everybody else. It was great to be there. The audience definitely appreciated hearing all of the things that Jack Tretton was saying.
And is there a buzz within the team, I guess is what I'm asking?
Well, I mean, things are looking pretty good right now. We need to finish our games and finish the hardware, get it all out there, holiday 2013.
Now, I've been in the game scene for quite a long time, and every time there's a change of from one generation to the next, you always get a bit of a dip just before it happens. And I always go through this thinking, will it ever come back? Will it be as big as it just was? And this time it's coming back, and it really is going up against a competitor in terms of smartphones and gaming on phones. Is console gaming going to continue? Is it going to bounce back?
Well, I think what we need to bear in mind is that I think you're talking percentages. But if you look at the size of the market, the games have gotten 5 times larger over the last 10 years when you factor in all of the places that you can play games. So consoles are a smaller percentage of that. But if you look at the people that are interested in the console experience, it's a great number of people, and things look quite healthy going forward.
So that's a yes.
So I think yes. I think things will go rather well in this generation.
And you talked about your role as a consultant and how that has helped you to shape the PlayStation. You talked about how you're working with lots of different studios around the world. What's the feedback that you're getting from the studios that you're working with?
The feedback from the developers is quite good. They appreciate the accessibility of the hardware, and that's really apparent in the launch lineup. PlayStation 4 has the strongest launch lineup of any hardware we've ever launched.
We're here at Develop. How important is a conference like Develop?
Developers conferences are very important. I mean, they're a chance to exchange knowledge. They're a chance to get excited, I guess, is the biggest reason I go to conferences. You can go, you listen to somebody talk about their experiences, you get inspired, you head back, and you work much better, much more creatively as a result.
I think you may have just done that for a few people. Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you.